morning, East Castle Place. How's everybody doing today? All right. Well, welcome to this edition of Coffee with Tyler. I hope everybody's doing well. Has their favorite cup of joe. I actually have Starbucks this morning. Treated myself. And join me in the first sip. All right, let's get to it. COVID-19. Where are we standing? So, I know I've sent out weekly communication last week, as well as I'm sending out another one today as you're watching this to keep you updated on our COVID-19 status. I'm happy to report that we still have 0 resident cases, active nor pending, of COVID-19. Great news. You as residents are doing a wonderful, wonderful job in adhering to our mask guidance and adhering to our hand washing protocols and taking care of yourself. So keep up that great work. COVID's still obviously very, very around and very apparent, and so we need to continue to take the steps to mitigate the risks associated with that. So, great news. As a side note, again, if you do feel that you want to or need to be tested, we do not unfortunately have the capacity or the testing resources to test the community as a whole. So we do have locations where testing is available at the front desk, and you can reach out to Teresa Jenkins or myself, and then you can drive there. Unfortunately, that's what I have for you. I'd love to be able to provide that as a whole at any given time. Unfortunately, we just aren't provided enough testing resources as well as the time and labor essentially to take care of that as a whole. But we have had our employees continue to test. In the last, since the beginning of September, actually late August, we've completed now close to 500, if not more, tests as we're testing roughly 100 to 120 employees each week. That's going to be ongoing, and that does not include also the testing of our health center residents on BT 4 and 5. Our CBRF residents on 3, we're also in that group. And so through all of that, as I indicated, we do anticipate to catch some individuals, some employees that may test positive. That's the good thing. Again, we want to know where we stand. So as of today, we recently had 2 other individuals test positive for COVID-19. The individuals are doing well. One was completely asymptomatic. Another one has been held out of work for a couple of weeks and has tested negative prior. And then as we continued testing, did finally test positive. So both employees are being held out for that 10-day isolation period. They are both doing well and are looking forward to returning to work once that isolation period is done and they're feeling much better. I say this because I want to continue our transparent relationship and communication with you all. And so again, if you had direct exposure, meaning you had contact with that individual for 15 minutes without wearing a mask, even if you are wearing a mask, we would test you. You would be notified individually. So I want to assure you that if you have not been contacted through all of these employee tests that are happening, that you're seeing that are positive, and now with these additional 2 in the last month, we're up to a total, I believe, of 7 or 8. I'll have that exact figure on the memo, which again is the highest we've had since the beginning of March, when this whole COVID-19 process started. That's anticipated. The more we know, the more testing we do, the greater chance for the results. The positive news, again, that I lean on is that wearing our masks have mitigated, and we aren't having those trends and clusters of departments or staff that are continuing to test positive and continuing to spread here in the community. So we continue to find that it's actually employees that are outside the community that we are testing coming into work, that are testing positive. So again, from a community standpoint, I still feel very good about the process and where we stand, and so should you. I can tell you, when I was talking to my superior, Erin Donaldson, she's got communities in Chicago, as well as Connecticut, as well as the greater Illinois area. And she's like, Tyler, it's incredible, even the work that you've been doing, and you should feel proud, because again, their communities are still testing positive. Again, we want to mitigate that, but she's like, to not have your residents testing positive is crucial. And so obviously we want to support all facets of East Castle Place, employees and residents, but I don't want you to lose hope, don't want you to lose faith, don't want you to lose trust in the process that we have here and the continued mitigation steps that we're taking. You see that our kitchen team and our health center staff are wearing these face shields, plus the masks. These are just additional steps that we are taking to mitigate the effect and spread of COVID-19. I feel that our testing procedures, as well as our mitigation procedures, taking temperatures before staff are coming in, asking, about the questionnaires, all that is related to why we continue to find success. And again, with the number of tests that we're doing, I mean, our percentage of negative tests are still over 98%, which is very good. With the number of employees we have of north of 200, plus one of the employees that tested asymptomatic positive was actually a therapist, and so again, that's a contract employee. Again, no therapist that had any outpatient procedures being done, but at the same time, that goes to show that all the staff that were around that individual tested negative. And so again, that's where we continue to see these mitigating steps to be very strong. And so again, I share all this with you because I want you to know. I want to be transparent. Of course, we could always keep our head in the sand and just say, you know what, it's COVID, we'll all get through it, it's not going to affect me, so I'm just going to keep on living. Of course, we need to do that. Socialization, and there's so much more to health than just the physical aspect, which COVID is attacking. It's the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the social, the vocational, that also are important. And I tell you this to ease, hopefully, some of those stressors. I tell you this to be transparent. I've been transparent. I want to continue to be transparent. This is not an easy message to relay, and I don't want you to think that I'm just brushing this off and that I'm saying, oh, it's just another positive COVID. That's not it at all. I truly care about the health and safety, of course, of our employees. I'm discussing and having discussions and talking with the employees on a consistent basis that are out to make sure that they're doing okay and have the support that they need, but also that they're getting back to work. Again, life has to continue. We have to continue to provide the services that are necessary and that you expect on a day in and day out basis. Now, I'm sure also that kind of leads into my next topic of what's going on with our employees, how are we doing? And so this week we had an employee recognition week. You saw many of us handing out t-shirts early in the morning. Tomorrow on Friday you'll see hopefully a ton of staff members wearing a tie-dyed East Castle Place ECP Strong t-shirt. You all should be in receipt of, and I'm looking on my desk for my bracelet, and of course can't find it. Alright, well, that's a bad part of the show. There's a bracelet that you all should receive. It's a little wristband. I encourage you to wear that. It remains ECP Strong. Actually, give me one moment. This is what you saw. And so what I'm speaking about is this bracelet right here. East Castle Place, ECP Strong. And then this is a t-shirt that the staff get. But you all should be receiving this along with the happy hour that you're enjoying. So again, staff are wearing this in recognition of all their hard work. We did a catered luncheon for all staff on all 3 shifts yesterday. We've, just been, again, recognizing the efforts that all the staff have put in. It's incredible. And so again, I sound like a broken record, but I'm so fortunate to work alongside such a great group of individuals. It's not perfect, and I'm not here to tell you it's going to be, but we're doing our absolute best, and I know the staff are putting 100% forward and 110% forward each and every time they come through these doors. And that's not to say that, you know, they don't have things going on outside their lives, but they're here for you. They love working at East Castle Place. They love taking care and having those relationships with you. So again, please continue your words of encouragement to the staff, to each other, and we'll all get through this. I had the opportunity to actually, we had a couple call-ins, not COVID related, just some other things that were going on in the kitchen. So I just want to send an apology out to those that dined on Tuesday evening, as I was the hostess with the mostest, so to speak. But I will tell you, man, did those waitresses and waiters that took care of you that night, they were not set up for success. And so I, at the end of the evening, looked at each of them and said, thank you. Thank you for putting up with how I sat residents, of how I worked with the staff, because again, they led me. I was doing my darndest to try and support and to make sure that they had smooth service. I know a few of you that may be watching this may have had a little bit slower of service, but the food that came out looked fantastic. So again, that's the approach that we're taking. Again, we're all hands on deck to take care of you, to make sure you're receiving the services that you need. The kitchen staff are working very, very hard to make sure that you're getting the meals that you want and deserve, and also meeting those expectations. Carlos obviously would have been at the front, but he was actually in the back because plating and serving up, and making sure that those deliveries were happening, so that we could all enjoy a dinner. So I appreciate and thank you all for your patience as we continue to navigate this COVID-19. I want you to know that we do have staff members, and it's not like we just don't have staff members or we're trying to save money by not having staff members. Trust me, we are staffed appropriately and staffed well. We are staffed up in some areas because of COVID, but things happen that are completely out of our control. And so we make the most of it, we make lemons out of lemonade, and we move forward. Speaking of, I'm excited to share that it looks like we'll be getting what I call the band back together. Laura Wengler will be returning to us here shortly. Lila Kirk will be also joining us back after some time off. And Lori Meckley as well will be joining us. So it'll be great to get some of those team members that have been out for some time back. And again, those are circumstances that obviously I can't share with you, but I want you to know that they've been supported, and that we are welcoming them back with open arms, of course. Again, kudos to the activities team, the community life team. They've been doing a fantastic job. As I've been trying to put on my Laura Wengler hat to the best of my ability. Unfortunately, she's got a great team, and again, with her leadership back, it will be a welcomed addition to see how we can do that. We are looking at doing a few things here in the fall to lift some spirits, to make right, and to give everybody an escape. And so look forward to the activity calendars and some upcoming things that I look forward to having for you as residents. Albeit, I would love to throw a big cocktail party and get everybody back around the tables with laughter and chatter and, you know, the days, but we're not there yet. We are, you know, obviously lifting a few restrictions. Obviously with the outside courtyard visits and things of that nature. We do have a plan for the community at large for some interior visits. Obviously the weather outside has been absolutely gorgeous. Go out and walk if you have not, because that weather is wow. This is why you live in Wisconsin. Take a walk down by the lake and enjoy it. But we know that Wisconsin also will turn its head a little bit. We'll get towards the fall and winter, which we look forward to. But again, we're working through that to make sure that those visits can continue in a safe environment for all. So again, thank you for understanding. Thank you for your patience through all of this. I can't say that enough. And again, we'll get through this ECP strong. All right, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I encourage you to do the same. All right. What else is on the docket? So that was COVID-19. Look for a memo that'll be forthcoming to your mailboxes. And if you have emails or loved ones that have emails that also want an update, please forward those on to me. I enjoy that, and I enjoy the encouragement that your loved ones also provide me. A couple things. I mentioned employee recognition for all their hard work and everything they do. You will see on Friday, we're going to attempt a picture of all of the staff members in their tie-dye shirts, and we're going to try and get it as a sky view shot of ECP, socially distanced, and I look forward to that. That picture, we'll make sure it's posted so that you can all see that, but it'll be happening, I believe, at the Circle Drive. And so right around 3 o'clock, and if you want to be a part of that, by all means, I'm sure we'll find some space for you as well. The other piece that's upcoming next week, Wednesday, are flu shots. Flu shots. So staff have all been mandatorily told and received their flu shots. Great news. I ask you to do the same. Flu shots will be happening. Walgreens will be in between 9 and noon. Check your local elevator for your postings. I believe that'll be done in the club room. See Teresa Jenkins with further questions, but I encourage you to get your flu shot. All you need is a form of ID and your insurance card. They will provide the high dose. If you've already received your flu shot or you've gone to your doctor, please ask them for the flu shot. They should be able to provide that to you there. I know across the nation, Milwaukee, obviously, East Castle Place, locally, we want those flu shots to mitigate the risk of flu as we approach that season. Obviously, it's an interesting time to say the least with the two COVID-19 that's still there, and then of course the flu season that we always have to contend with year over year. How those two are going to merge. It can keep you up at night, but don't let it keep you up at night. Continue to take in fluids, continue to take in the water, continue to take care of yourself. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling sick, stay home. Stay isolated in your apartment. Call Teresa Jenkins, call myself. We will bring you the Gatorade, we'll bring you the white sodas, we'll bring you what you need to make sure we nurse you back to health, but I don't want you to spread it. So stay in your apartment if you're not feeling well. Please, please, please stay isolated to your apartment if you do not feel well. Thank you. That's my public service announcement for the day. What else do we have going on? A number of cool activities are upcoming in the next week. October is right around the corner, so we'll see how we can kind of do a semi-Oktoberfest. I know that the State of the Castle is also airing today, so I don't want to overload you with information. But know the social piece of East Castle Place, that so many of you come to East Castle Place and have lived at East Castle Place for. I know how important that is and how inherent that piece is, and so we're looking at every avenue and exploring every single avenue to make sure that we can provide that to you. So with that being said, look towards your activity calendars, your weekly ones, and we'll make sure that if you have ideas, how we can do that. I know a couple of you said, and I think I mentioned this last week, Tyler, how can Channel 955 and you know, the other things, how can we converge those two? working through that. I really want to talk with Laura when she returns on the best avenue. Maybe it is a small group of coffees with Tyler. Maybe we can get live and we'll still record for the greater population or greater resident population of East Castle. We'll see. A couple other things, the resident council. So nominations are being asked for and submitted, as we have a number of council members that have served their term, and thank you to those that have served for the last 2 years, and so we have some seats open. Please submit your nominations and check the mailroom for that. See Maureen Scribner for any questions related to the resident council. And I look forward to working alongside you. The resident council turns over in October. So again, we'll be excited to work alongside you for that. Another thing that was brought to the resident council, and another piece that will be mentioned in the State of the Castle, but I want to mention it here as well, is the new food and beverage program that we're looking to open up and release November 1st. So, Carlos Matos in the first couple of weeks of October will be filmed and also probably have a live studio audience of how the system works. A memo will be released to you as well to introduce the thought and idea behind it. It's a change. I know change is difficult. I want you to know that the system is going to allow for at least one meal a day. More importantly, it's going to allow you to have flexibility and more choice. So that is the key behind it. I don't want to dive too deep into the details. I'm going to let Carlos Matos, our esteemed food and beverage director, kind of outlay that for you in the next couple of weeks. Check your calendars. Also, you'll see a student artist in residence, Jessica. We have another Jessica that's going to be joining us. If you remember Jessica Schupkegel and all the great things that she did for us as part of the UWM program that we partner with as a student artist in residence, she will be joining the community. I had met with her and Cooper actually last week, Tuesday. You'll see a memo and an introduction of Jessica. She looks forward to working alongside of you. She's got great ideas. I think you'll really, really enjoy her. Great personality, and I look forward to Jessica putting on some small group activities for you as residents and integrating another great individual into the community at large for you. She's excited to learn from you, and she's excited to teach you. So a couple of you I know had the opportunity to stop and see Jessica and welcome her and give her the warm East Castle Place welcome that you always do. Thank you for that, and again, look forward to that. And lastly, I want to give a quick shout out to all the new residents or your first time viewers of the Coffee with Tyler, as well as State of the Castle. Anna gives us an update at the State of the Castle about the new resident directories. You will have those in your mailbox, as well as some biographies. Again, those are coming out on a quarterly basis for you as residents. All right, lots of information on today's show. I'm going to wet my whistle one more time. All right. With that, some closing remarks. I will be out of the office on Friday. I have a planned day. I worked last weekend, not that that matters, but the time is drawing near for my personal life to take a pretty large step. I've shared with many of you that I'm soon to be a dad, soon to be a first-time father. And so I have a doctor's appointment with my beautiful wife to see how we're doing and track it along. So it's crazy, to think about that. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm all those things that I'm sure for any of our dads out there may have felt the first time. Moms, I appreciate all the great ideas, well wishes, etc. that you've given me and support. I'm excited. So I will be out of the office with that. But if you need anything, obviously the rest of the director team is here for you. The directors know how to get a hold of me. leave me a voicemail, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. The other thing, again, in closing, I just want to continue to encourage you. I do know how stressful this COVID-19 situation is. I do know how stressful and how tough it is to not be able to just have all your loved ones around you, to say the highs and hellos in the hallway, see the smiles on the faces, although I know many of you are smiling behind these masks. But stay strong. Stay strong, stay encouraged, find your outlets, find those pieces of that make you happy. Those castle connections are one piece that I always look forward to. The popcorn, if that's the key, I know we're looking at continuing that. Hopefully you've enjoyed the happy hours and just the little things in life. I know that that was really in the first month we really took a step back and said, wow, life has changed. Maybe you've reached out to some individuals, family members, loved ones, friends that you haven't connected with in a while, and took that opportunity. I encourage you to do that again. I encourage you to remain as strong as possible. Lean on each other, lean on me. That's what I'm here for. To find those words of encouragement. Pastor Epley is available for anybody and everybody. He does a daily dose of happiness for the entire staff each and every day, so thank you, Pastor. But he's here for you as well. I know many of you have also your own clergy and pastors for that, and encourage you to reach out to them as well. Because again, we're all in this together. It's unfortunately not going to be over at this time, but we're going to get through it. And so we have to. That's what we do. We're East Castle Place strong. We're ECP strong. So with that, one aside, I almost forgot. Voting, please register to vote. Your opinion matters, and so if you need help, talk to Joe Schmidt or Kathy Johnson. They're set up in the meditation room. Gary Aubrey is another fantastic resource for helping us with that. Regardless of what your stance is, regardless of who you feel should or should not be in office, in any office, your opinion matters. That's one of the fantastic things about being an American. So I encourage you to vote. But again, please also, in the same voice, be respectful of those opinions that may differ from yours. I know that this is a very interesting time. I think I said last week, maybe turn off the news every once in a while. The news can get you pretty down. I know I've taken a break a little bit from the news, not to just put my head in the sand again, but to just give myself a little break. Had the TV off, during dinner time, and just enjoyed conversation with my loved ones. And so, again, just little pieces that help me. I want to share with you. Again, you share so much with me, so I just want to make sure that you feel the same. So, as always, I'm here for you. So are the rest of the director team. We're here for you. Your loved ones are here for you, and we'll get through this together. So, with that, I'll sign off with a sip. Stay strong, stay well. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the hallways. Take care, everybody.